I mean, you guys know my position on this method of riding, not barrel racing specifically. Barrel racing on its own is not the problem, it's individual riders, just like it is in any sport. Just like dressage as a sport is not the problem, but I mean, there are problems with the way that it is like the fundamentals of like FEI and whatever, but the riders are the problem, not the sport itself. Hey guys, welcome back. Glad to have you here. Today I've got another Equestrian Reacts video for you. Got some new submissions, looks like some barrel racing potentially. Let's just jump right into it. I'm intrigued by the fact that she's holding her hand up above his head, like clearly it's like threatening to hit the horse, but the horse can't see your hand from up there. Obviously don't hit your horse, hitting your horse is wrong, but like that's just kind of weird to me. Okay, so yanking on your horse's face like this repeatedly, back, especially on a bit, for like punishment or correction is not really fair, especially with the amount of force that she is utilizing. But more so the problem with it is that you see like she's already had time pass between the buck to her doing this. So the horse doesn't actually know what she's correcting him for anymore. If you wanted to correct for the buck, you would have had to do it immediately. But also, to be honest, it didn't really look like a buck that really needed to be corrected, if you know what I mean. Like, the filming's kind of bad. But honestly, if anything, I would say that maybe the horse was off balance, so he threw a little buck. But that was it. Yeah, no. Bad, wrong, don't do this. Don't threaten to hit your horse. Don't yank back on their face in a bit like this unless there's a safety issue. Like, if your horse is running towards something that they should not be running towards, like, what's a good example? Your horse is running towards a train track, right? And you can't get them to stop, but obviously you cannot let them run over those train tracks. You yank however hard you need to yank on their mouth to get them to turn away. But doing it this way, like, this is not an effective way to correct a buck, and it's also just going to hurt the horse's mouth, and the horse just isn't gonna like you anymore. And honestly, I think the horse probably just bucked a little bit because he was off balance, because that wasn't like a I want you off buck, that was just a here's a buck. Also could have been that he was excited because he was happy to run, but yeah, that was just, no, I don't like it. I mean, yikes. I mean, you guys know my position on this method of riding, not barrel racing specifically. Barrel racing on its own is not the problem, it's individual riders, just like it is in any sport. Just like dressage as a sport is not the problem, but I mean, there are problems with the way that it is like the fundamentals of like FEI and whatever, but the riders are the problem, not the sport itself. I don't have a problem with barrel racing when it's done correctly. What I do have a problem with is smacking the horse repeatedly with the rein, especially like it's one thing if you're tapping a horse's shoulder with a rein or a crop, and it's another thing when you're bringing your arm up and down and doing this and smacking the horse side to side. That does hurt. I'll put a couple of studies about you know, whips and like the gluteal tissue and horses perceiving pain in the description in case you're curious about that, but that does hurt. We've proven that time and time again. I also do have a problem with the starfish type kicking, which is where you bring your legs out super far to the side to the point where basically no part of your lower body is touching the saddle anymore, and then bringing it back down on their ribs. Again, that does hurt. So I have a problem with that, and I will also say that I don't think that this rider should be riding up to this level because I don't think that they have the riding skill needed. And the reason I say that is because you can see that this rider's leg, you know, it's all over the place. At one point, the leg comes almost all the way back up on the butt. I thought they were gonna fall off at a couple points, and then when they go around that last barrel, and there's clearly no leg going on, no right leg, no outside leg to keep the horse back on track. So the horse goes out to the side and the person decides, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna whip you because that's gonna help, because that makes sense. And the horse heads straight for the barrel and jumps it. Good on the horse. The horse was able to see the distance and get over that barrel safely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot else to say. This is going to be a really short video. I thought that I was going to potentially have more to say on these videos, but honestly, it's just kind of more of the same. I've posted a couple videos about barrel racing already. I'll put them up here, and I'll have them linked in the description as well in case you're curious about those. You want to hear more in depth on some of my thoughts about the way that barrel racing is done. Again, I don't have a problem with barrel racing as a sport. I have a problem with individuals, just like I have problems with individuals in show jumping, dressage, cross country, literally every equine sport. I just haven't talked about them because I haven't had people submit videos of those to me as well. But I want it to be clear that I'm not like just demonizing you know, Western style equestrian sports, because there are definitely problems in the English world as well. I actually wanted to make a video on my experience going to the Royal this past fall and seeing the FEI jumping championships. I was honestly disgusted by some of the practices and by a way that a lot of the riders rode. There was one horse that was like just dead lame and still jumped the course, and I actually at a certain point I had to turn to my mom and my aunt and say, like, let's go look at the goats because I can't watch any more of this. But yeah, overall, those are my thoughts on those two little videos. I'm sorry that this video is going to be really short. I honestly thought I was going to have more to say, and I just don't have any more barrel racing related videos that have been sent to me right now. Otherwise, I would just do like a whole barrel racing video. But that is what I've got for you today. Hopefully that wasn't too boring, but I hope you enjoyed this video. You can like and subscribe if you did. I post new videos every single week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but please be nice about it because I've been getting a lot more like hate related comments recently. And of course I know that I'm gonna get those when I put myself online, but just a little bit of a reminder that it's not necessary to be hateful to get your point across. If you disagree with me, that's completely fine, and that's part of when I say, like, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you disagree with me, that's completely fine, and I'd like to hear it, and I'd like to hear your perspective, but you don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be hateful about it. If you want to see more of my, like, everyday kind of life, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. They will also be linked down below. I post on both of those platforms pretty much every day. If you want to follow me over there, you can go do that. But apart from that, till I see you next time, think critically.